everybody. It's the first episode of Polish Talk with Joe, and I am going to give everybody a chance to get in. I just invited V, so hopefully she'll join in here in a sec. Um, I'm super nervous, you guys. Hey!
Hey.
So let's give everybody a chance to kind of join in, and we'll do a few minutes. Wait, maybe give them a couple minutes.
All right.
I'm a nervous wreck.
Well, I was fine until you put that count. I was like, you know what?
You're like, girl, don't count down. Stop.
I was like, an hour.
I know. I'm like, I'm actually gonna turn on the fan. I'm getting kind of hot. Give me 1 minute.
Yeah, I got the lights on and I'm like, but the window's open, so hopefully there's no noise.
Yeah.
Hey Murphy. Hey Amy, I should say.
Hi, sissy. T-Jax is my sissy.
Well, hello.
So, we'll give it a couple minutes, but basically, this is the first episode of Polish Talk with Joe. I convinced V from your girl V. I twisted her arm really hard and convinced her to be my guinea pig. So,
she sure did.
We're super excited to talk Polish and girl talk with you guys.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Weird.
should we wait a couple minutes or do you want to get started? You're giggling with excitement.
Hey,
I am too. Hi, Jackie. I'm
Oh, guys, this is my very first time going live ever.
I've gone live before, but never on my face, and I'm just like, oh, ah. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to ask each other Polish questions and just questions in general so that you can get to know us better Polish-wise and kind of just people-wise. And so do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
This is your show, girl. Go on first.
Okay, so first question. I have a list, so I'm going to be reading off a list. So I want to ask you a little bit about swatching because I feel like you're like the swatching queen now. And how do you avoid swatching burnout? Number one. What do you love about swatching, and what do you hate about swatching?
Okay, how do you avoid swatching burnout? As far as that goes, I think I'm still figuring that out. I don't think I'm burnt out, but I think there's always potential.
Yeah.
So for me, and we've talked about this, I'm trying to reduce the load. Here's the thing. I've been watching now for a little bit over a year, but in the last few months, it's picked up a lot. And I think that I was like, what are you doing?
Yes, someone said, hey, ladies, hi. And oh gosh, I can't see crap. I'm sorry. BWIDIX. I don't know how you pronounce that, but she says, is it even possible to avoid swatching burnout?
And
I say no.
I think so. You know what it is? Funny enough, sidebar, is that you hear about it. I think you hear about it. And at the time when I was hearing about these things, I wasn't swatching heavily. And so you think, oh, you're not going to burn out. But then once you get into it heavy, you can see how there's potential for that to happen. So I think that now, and any of you guys are following me on Instagram, I think you see that I'm swatching a lot. But really, I'm just, my goal is to wrap up my current commitments and to then just slow down and just pick and choose what I want to do. And if some makers are not okay with that, then thank you for the time. And it was great. But I think at some point you have to learn to say no.
Yes.
And I think it's kind of difficult because we love polish. So, and especially when you're approached by a brand that you're interested in, I think it's hard to say no. But after a while, it's like there's always going to be more polish, guys. Like always. So I think learning to say no, that's the key to avoiding swatcher burnout. Your other question was, what do I love the most?
What do you enjoy about it and what do you hate about it?
What I enjoy the most, I mean, just getting the polish is just fun, especially getting to find out what's about to come out before.
Yes,
It's
I like that too. I feel like I'm like VIP insider
yeah.
status.
So, you know, as a customer, which obviously I'm still a customer to a lot of these brands, you're always wondering what the brand is going to come up with. But
Yes.
then when you know, it's when you swatch and you get to find out these things firsthand, it's really exciting. The downside about that is that you can't tell anyone, so it's like you're holding.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's the best part. The part that I like the least, two things. Removing the polish is annoying to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
go
mind
through cotton balls like nobody's business.
part, right? But removing is annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And the second part is, for me, writing up the captions. Like when it's just fun stuff for Instagram, like when I'm just like, hey, this is what I'm wearing on my nails, that's fine. But when I'm this polish comes out on this date at this time on this place,
this many codes, blah blah blah.
Obviously, it's important information, but yeah, Brienne, saying no can be so hard. Absolutely, because obviously we're polished geeks, right?
I feel too like when you're gonna say no, I get nervous that it's gonna like go away completely. Like instead of saying, "Can I take a break?" It turns into like, "Well, is she done with me completely?" And I don't want brands to feel that way.
I think at the very beginning, especially, and that might go into something else you wanted to say, but especially for me as a POC swatcher or whatever, I think my thought was, well, I don't know if they'll ever ask me again.
Yes.
So you want to say no. So you keep saying yes, you keep saying yes. But then it's like, it gets to a point where I'm like, listen, I'm over a year in. At the end of the day, if they want to say no, it's okay. It's okay. But at the beginning, I really did truly feel that way. But another thing is, we feel this way, but realistically, have you ever asked a maker and said, listen, I need a break. Do you think that you can skip me for this next collection and then I'll catch up with you on the next one? I've never asked.
What's crazy is I think I put the pressure on myself too, because see, Jackie says she feels the same way. I feel like I put the pressure on myself. My brands are really chill, honestly. Like Catalina from Coloristic Carol is chill.
Yeah.
I'm the one putting the pressure on myself.
Ways.
Yeah, I'm the one doing it. So
like,
okay. Well, that's a good answer. You have good answers. So this is a huge question, and I just saw someone ask it on the live feed there. What suggestions do you have for people looking to get into swatching? So that was actually a viewer question from a ton of people. What is our advice for that?
Well, I just spoke a lot. You want to answer it first, or because
So I feel for me, patience is key. Like I've been doing this for a really long time. I've had my channel for 2 years. I've been doing my own nails for 10 years, which is a long time. I was nowhere near swatching 10 years ago. My nails were a hot mess 10 years ago, but just a lot of patience. I remember this time last year, I was just like wanting to swatch and feeling like, why aren't people asking me? You know, me and you talked a lot about it.
You're talking about
and I think the key is to take really good pictures, the best pictures you can. And I feel like that's always evolving for me too. But use your collection, use the polishes you have, post them on Instagram, tag the brands. But I do feel like me having a YouTube helps me a little bit because I do the live swatch too.
Yeah.
So I think that does help, but I feel like it's just patience, nail care for sure. If you have a hard time shaping your nails, practice that. I know I had a really hard time with that for years. Clean up, cuticle care, you know, make your polishes, make your pictures, you know, something people want to look at and make sure they're clear. And I just think, you know, use the bands that you really like and post them. That's my advice. What's yours?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going through the comments.
I know I'm looking at everybody's scroll down too.
Yeah, saying I recently did that and the makers told me to just let them know when I'm available again. I think, honestly, we put the pressure on ourselves for real, because that's the thing, and you don't know until you ask, right? That's
Yeah.
how I started. Yeah, Jackie, I think I feel the exact same way in the sense that, and this kind of, I don't want to say it irritates me. I just think it's a little unfortunate because I think a lot of people might have the impression that just put on some polish and then it should happen quickly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think for some people it happens quickly. I think
Mm-hmm.
for others it doesn't.
Hi, Irma. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Some people, even you at some point were like, hey, that happened for you kind of quickly. But realistically, I had been posting pictures of my nails since maybe for the last 7 years. Now,
Okay, so you had an Instagram longer than I've had an Instagram then.
for a long time. Now, mind you, I was not consistent. And here's the thing. I only started seriously maybe a year or two, maybe 2 years ago. A little less. So the thing is, I was doing it because I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that doing what you love is attractive to brands. And
Yes.
that's how a lot of them are going to find you. I think that when you try to force it,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to get frustrated
Uh-huh.
because your mind is so focused on, I want to get brands to notice me. And then if that doesn't happen, you're just kind of, you lose the interest. So I think the main thing is keep, like, if no one ever contacted you, would you still be posting your nails?
Yes.
So keep doing that. Keep doing what you love. Now, more practical things for me would be definitely, like you said, the nail care, but we all know who we prefer. Let's say there's brand X that you enjoy. Well, if you know you're a customer and you already purchased some of their polishes, post those. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna say OPI as an example. That's not whatever. But if I wanted to get PR from OPI, but if you never post them, that makes it kind of hard for them to find you. So target, I hate to say it this way, but target the brands that you watch for.
Yes.
So I think that, and yeah, definitely have patience, and also have sorry guys, I have an eyelash on my lip. Okay. Have a look at the accounts of other people that you enjoy online, people that you consider successful. And that doesn't mean necessarily that they have to have 10K or more.
Mm-hmm.
But look at the accounts of other people that you like to have on your feed, and don't copy them, but see what they do. Do they interact a lot? Do they set up the poses? And try to see, pick and choose, use them as an inspiration.
Yeah.
Don't copy, but use them as an inspiration so you can better yourself and keep at it. Yeah. That's it.
And I think too, what you're saying about like loving what you do is so important. So a while back, maybe about a year ago, I reached out to Diana from Some Call Me Coco just for advice in general about my YouTube channel.
Love her.
She was basically like, if you're doing what you're loving, like people feel that energy. And if you're not doing what you're loving, people feel that energy. And you know, I've enjoyed making videos. I've enjoyed sharing polish. I've enjoyed swatching polish. And I feel like that does come across in my videos, like my genuine, you know, joy of it.
Yeah.
And I think too, making a relationship with your Instagram followers, you know, do you interact? Do you, you know, respond to comments? And also getting yourself a following in the community, you know, just posting your nails, but then you don't comment on anybody's posts. You know, people are sharing your posts, you're not sharing anybody's posts. Like, try and be more interactive with people.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody put polished intention. Hey, do you find that swatching so much and having swatching fatigue takes the joy out of just wearing and loving polish?
I don't know if it takes the joy out of it for me, but I think that it definitely affects what I wear. Like, there's times I'm wearing a polish I swatched right now. Would I normally be wearing this if I had swatched it during this exact time? No, to me, this is more of like a fall polish. But I like to have my nails polished. So usually if it's something like I'm swatching late, I'll just put it on and wear it the next day to be polished.
That.
Or sometimes I'll be going around with one hand only, which is kind of like a crazy person. But I feel like I still have the joy, but I feel like I don't get to enjoy my collection as much.
Yeah, that's true. I want to say hi to Pinup Paint. Hey, yeah, that's a nice.
Hi, everybody.
Brienne says a lot of connections are made in Facebook groups too. Most brands have their own groups. That is very true.
Yeah, folk post in the fan groups.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're interested in a brand, for me, I would say maybe send them a PM and just be like, hey, you know, are you guys looking for swatchers? Send them some pictures, give them your stats, and see what happens. Oh, you liked my green polish. Thank you, Brooke. So,
Yeah,
meaning does it become transactional instead of what you love? It's hard for us to see what's scrolling through.
My phone died. So much going on. Sorry, guys.
I do feel like it does get a little bit transactional sometimes because, you know, there's deadlines. Sometimes, you know, there's a brand that so for me, the brands I swatch for, they're really cool, but you know, I want to get their polish swatches up and their videos up before the launches. I just feel like that's kind of my job.
Right.
So I do feel like sometimes there is a pressure, and the brands don't put it on me. I feel like I put it on myself. When I've swatched for bigger brands like Zoya, there's literally no expectations. You know, it's purely PR. They send it to you. But some of the smaller brands, I do feel like there is an expectation there.
Wait.
Jackie does 2 different polishes, one on right and one on left.
I hate that, but anyway, yeah.
My Cindy hand never looks good enough to be a swatch hand. I can tell you that right now.
You be looking like all my life I had to fight. Like seriously, sometimes it's just.
So, do you feel like we've talked about everything about that? Do you want to move on to something else?
Oh, just one thing that Lucy said, Morningstar Nails, a lot of brands, well, this was for whoever wanted to know about swatching. A lot of brands, blogger, swatcher applications as well.
Yes.
That is, you know who used to have a list? Queen of Nails 83, Crystal.
Somebody did have a list, you're right.
Her blog, there's a section. It's a little bit outdated because a long time ago I checked it out, but there's a list of brands that have swatcher applications. Just click, and if it's still there, it'll bring you to the page itself, and you can do that. But honestly, just do your best to make your pictures like do the best that you can. Focus on that and grow the community or your following. Focus on that as well, because ultimately makers might like your pictures, but they also send us the polish because we have grown a community, right? Like Joe has people who care about what she says when it comes to polish, and so obviously it's a bit of a maker to send her that stuff because she's gonna talk to her people about it. You guys go out and check them out. So
yeah,
you grow your community, and yeah.
I definitely feel like my polish peeps are like my polish family, and we're really close. I have a lot of people I talk with on Instagram, you know, about stuff that isn't even polish related. I have a lot of really, really sweet followers. So Maria Nail something, I don't know what I get past, is just getting ready to swatch for her first brand. So congratulations. I'm very excited for you.
Hey!
Joe's always helping us spend our money. You guys are welcome. Oh goodness. Okay. So do you want to go with the next question? Do you want another question from me?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, guys. I have my laptop here. Okay. I'm gonna ask you something that is not related to nail polish. Okay. Okay. If you don't want to answer, we'll move on.
Okay.
Worst thing you've ever done as a kid and got away with.
Worst thing I've ever done as a kid and got
away with.
I didn't get away with much. My parents were like freaking on my butt, like I don't even know what. Maybe my sissy can join in and say.
Sure.
Oh, you love my laugh. Thank you. Let me think. So when I was in middle school, my neighbor used to drive to school. He was in 8th grade, and his mom would let him drive to school. And one day he drove to school and he picked us up and we went to his house, and then he brought us back to school before the bus came.
Wow.
But he was like legit 14 years old, and his mom like just let him drive to school every day.
Oh, he had a cool mom.
Yes, he did. And it's funny because, well, he actually passed away my senior year of high school. And I still see his mom all the time, and she actually had kids. Like, she remarried and had more kids, and my son and her son ended up being really good friends. And when we met, we were like, oh my God. And it was really funny. But yeah, I would say that would probably be bad.
That's crazy. I don't know what I would do if my son was
Oh,
riding
dude, I'd
around.
be beating some booty.
And okay, you want me to ask you another one?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, let me see if I can say this right. What's a piece of advice that your mother gave you as a young girl or as a young woman that you wish you had listened to?
Um, oh man. So my mom gave out a lot of really good advice. She raised us to be like really, really strong, independent people, which is crazy because I feel like she was not so independent. Like my parents got married when they were 19 and 20. Um,
Oh,
my mom didn't even know how to put her own gas until maybe my dad's back went out, maybe like 10 or 11 years ago. And my mom had no idea how to pump gas. And I was like, what? She called me from the gas station crying. And
oh,
I was like, how have you never learned how to put gas? You're killing
because
me.
you're taking care of it.
Yeah, my dad puts gas for her, washes her car for her. My dad does everything for her.
Oh,
And so she did teach us to be very independent. I feel like my mom was always right when she was like, my mom could just read people like, when you had those friends and you were
yeah.
convinced they were your best friends for life. And
Yes,
my mom would be like, no, I don't like them.
that is not your friend.
Yes. And then it would all come true in the end, right? Like it would take you time to realize it, but you were like, man, she was right, but you wouldn't tell her she was right, but she was right.
You'd rather
Always.
die twice than tell her she was right. Like,
Yeah, no, you
no.
never tell her. But always, she was always like good at like reading people and just being like, no, that person is not for you.
Oh man.
Always
See,
right.
my mom, okay, I have an immigrant mother, so the mentality is a little bit different. She didn't, we like to say she didn't believe in friends. Like to her, it was like,
You have your
and
family, and that's good enough.
I think I kind of understand more now as a grown up and as a mother myself.
Mhm.
God, qu'est-ce que tu fais ici? V came, oh my God. So my friend is in here. You don't even care about nail polish, sir. Get out. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah, she was just kind of like she had this mentality of like when you're young, your friends they come and they go. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So with me, like when you're young, you're like you're ready to ride or die for your friends. My mom was
Yes,
like, ride or you die for your family.
that's it. Yep.
Yeah, when we were like, yeah, but my friends, and she's like, what friends? What friends?
My mom
So
would tell us that all the time.
she's like,
My
friends
mom
for
would
what?
be like, when you're on your deathbed, who do you think's gonna be there? Me.
And and I think it's just a normal thing. Like I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure I have a son who's getting into his teenage years. He's already a teenager, but at some point it's gonna get my friends, my friends. But yeah, she really because like I said, she's different. So for her in her mind, it's like, what are friends? What are friends? She
You
let
have
me have
Jesus. Zandrea said you have Jesus. Yes.
oh the only friend you need.
So I have a funny story. So when we would go on vacation, my mom would get a phone book at the hotel and she would look for a church and then she would call and see when they were gonna have service. And we'd be like, we're on vacation, and she'd be like, do you think you take a vacation from Jesus? I don't think so.
Oh my goodness, that is
She
hilarious.
would be like,
Oh,
girl. Jesus doesn't take summers off.
like, listen, Jesus is cool and everything, but
But we want to go to the beach.
Jesus will understand. We want to
Yeah,
go.
exactly. Jesus knows we're on vacation.
Oh my God. Yeah.
If my mom watches this, she's gonna die. She's gonna be like, it was not that bad. And be, yes, it was that bad. Oh, I'm crying. Oh.
I was like,
Oh.
Mama.
Okay. Are you ready for your questions?
Okay. So who's got questions? You have a question?
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Go.
Okay. So this is not polish related.
Okay.
So who are your celebrity crushes? I want your guy crush and your girl crush.
Oh Lord. Celebrity crush. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like now or back in the day?
Anytime.
Back in the day,
You could go to back in the day.
I used to love JTT, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He was,
Really?
yes.
What
And
was
back
that
in
show he was on?
Home Improvement,
Home Improvement.
and The Lion King. So back in the days, I used to read these magazines.
Teen Beat.
So these magazines had posters inside, folded inside of like celebrities or whatever.
Yep.
What was Andrew Keegan was another one, and
Oh, Murphy said you're her girl crush.
oh my god, my girl.
I'm blushing for you.
Boys, like what is it? Those Lawrence boys. There are three of them. Anyways, so
yes, there was the brothers.
Yes, they were all cute except the little one because he was young there, and so I used to take out the posters and put posters of JTT was in Tiger Beat like every other issue. It felt like. So I used to have a lot of posters. Now my mother never wanted us to put posters up. She had this thing because back in the day we were really reckless and we used to
don't put holes in the wall.
Like literally packing tape and stick our stuff to the wall, and obviously we'd like rip off the paint. It's so mad. Andrea, the posters.
Gotta love polish says Luke Perry. Yes, girl, Luke Perry.
Hey, Carolina. But yeah, so she used to get mad, and I used to put him up anyway. But yes, so that was my crush back in the day, hardcore. And you said what? A girl crush?
Yeah, your girl crush. Ooh, Jackie loved Tiger Beat.
Yes. Yes. A girl crush. I'm sure there's someone, but
you can't think right now.
Not like I'm not very obsessive about these things. Who's my girl crush? I can't think of it. Ask me something else and maybe I'll think of someone.
Okay. Let's see here.
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, she's pretty. Idris. Always and forever.
Jennifer Aniston, that's a good one. You know who I used to be obsessed with in the 90s? Keith Sweat. Yeah. Oh my God.
Who were you obsessed with?
Keith Sweat.
Ooh.
Oh, if that guy could sing me to sleep every night, Lord have mercy.
God. Oh my God.
Okay, so besides polish, what other beauty products are you obsessed with or can't live without?
Besides nail polish?
Ooh, Beyonce, yes.
You know what? Beyonce, yes, but I felt like that was an obvious thing to say. I was trying to think of something else, but yes, Beyonce. Joy. Okay. Something I can't live
Tyrese.
Huh?
Sorry.
Tyrese back in the day. Yeah, before his lips got a little too loose and he was being reckless online. But yes. Okay, sorry. A beauty product that I cannot live without. Other than, does chapstick count as a beauty product?
Yes, well, I'm addicted to chapstick.
Listen, chapstick is everything. I have a lot of lip. I can't. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. I also don't like licking my lips because I feel like it makes my lips drier.
It does.
I legit turn right back around and go home. I think that you know the way that people turn around and go home to get their cell phone if they forget it? I feel the way about chapstick. Like, I'm just like.
Yeah. Well, I went to work one day without chapstick and I didn't realize it. And by like lunch, I was literally like fiending. And my coworker was like, I have chapstick. And I was like, I'm going to risk herpes. I'm going to risk freaking cooties. Give me that freaking chapstick. And I got it and I was like, oh.
My God.
Yeah, I was like desperate. I was like literally like, you know, when someone doesn't smoke and they get all like agitated.
Like, you're like, like seriously, that's why I keep a chapstick in my desk at work. Oh, why is TikTok coming on? Okay. I have one in my desk at work. I keep one in every purse I have. I have many. Like, I never have just one. So yeah, it's not. Or if I'm left without, I would rather go on my break and go buy one. There is no way I could be without chapstick.
Everybody says yes about chapstick. Well, and it's like you have the car chapstick, you have the bedroom chapstick, you have the bathroom chapstick, you have the purse chapstick.
Keeping your coat.
Yeah,
Listen,
when you wash.
yeah, every once in a while one ends up in the wash, but whatever.
So it's probably, we should probably start. Oh, this went quick. I only wanted to talk for 30 minutes and it's already 7:30.
I like lip oil instead of chapstick. Do you have any recommendations, Brienne?
You're allergic to chapstick, Catalina? That's horrid.
So what do you do?
I know. Do you lick? Do you lick your lips?
Hey, Mercedes, I've definitely gone on breaks. Hell yeah, just to buy some chapstick. Ain't nobody trying to be out here. Amy's like, I need to put on some lip balm right now.
Okay,
right?
let's go to some viewer questions and then we'll, maybe we'll go, do we go to 50 minutes? Do we feel like that's too long?
You know what? It depends on if you guys want to hang, I'm down. But if you guys want to wrap it up, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine too. So, well, let's see what happens. Okay, so let me read you some viewer questions. So Loopy Frog wants to know who has the bigger collection, and I was like, girl, don't be asking that.
I know the answer to that.
I do too. I think I have double the polishes V has, which is, yeah. I'm gonna hang my head in shame, but I have over 2,000 polishes. I don't think V has that many.
No, last time we talked about it, I had counted, and I think I was like 1,200 before stamping polishes. So maybe like, but definitely that was what, a few months ago that we talked about that. Maybe
yeah.
A couple months.
It could be. I could have 3,000 polishes by now.
Oh, yeah. Like, so honestly, with the amount of swatching I do, I'm sure I've added a few hundred since then. But
yeah, Catalina says she doesn't want to know. I agree, girl. Like, I was all about the denial train too. Like, I was like, I'm all in denial. But when I moved, I decided to count when I moved into my polish room, and oh my goodness, stay in denial.
I'm actually wearing, I'm putting on some polish right now. I thought it was kind of fitting that I would paint my nails. I came on here naked. I'm wearing light of Lyra or Lyra.
Oh, I want to see that on you. That is gorgeous. You're going to love it.
A polish friend sent it to me, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel complete.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. But yes. Viewer question. This is from Helen CB4262141, and she said, "How do you choose a polish with such a large collection? How do you narrow down what you want to wear?"
I keep a few things out. I like. Oh wait, you guys can't see, but so behind I have some polish, and I keep things out that I think that I would want to wear. I've been kind of doing like I'm not gonna say it's a monthly rack. Some of the stuff ends up being there like for multiple months, but I'll just have a rack, this one here, where I just keep a bunch of things that I think I will want to wear soon. And really, I just go with my gut, my feelings. Like it just depends on how I feel that day. That's how I pick my polish, honestly. Yeah. That's why for me, like you were saying, oh, if I'm swatching, I'll wear as a full manicure what it is that I'm swatching. I hate that because I don't know. I'm like rebellious, or I just want to feel like I chose what I'm wearing.
You're not going to tell me what I'm going to wear.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I could get some polish and love it and be like, oh my God, this is awesome. Be super happy while I swatch it. But when it comes to wearing my full manicure, I want to be the one who decided. Yeah. And usually whatever I pick to wear on my nails as a full manicure, oftentimes is not going to be PR, oddly enough. Yeah. Kind of weird.
And for me, I keep out a seasonal rack. So I'm a seasonal wearer, which I didn't used to be, but I am now. And so, my mind says we should do a nail polish room tour collab. That would be fun. I like that idea.
Okay. All right.
But I have a seasonal polish rack, and I put stuff that I'm kind of inspired to wear. I kind of pick things that seem to be trendy that I have something similar to, in hopes that I don't buy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I feel like making the collection into like a smaller seasonal collection kind of helps me. That's how I do it. And then there's sometimes I'm still in here like, how can you have over 2,000 polishes and like you don't want to wear none of them? How does that happen?
Yeah, that happens too. Sometimes I could sit in here and it takes so long for me to decide that I'll end up going to bed with nothing on. Like I'm like, you know what, bump this.
You know, I'll always pick something because I feel like my nails won't break as much when they're polished.
That's true, but I just feel like my heart has to be in it. I don't like just being like, well, let me just throw this on, just whatever. I'm out here living dangerously. I'm like, you know what? If I can't decide, I'm going to bed just like that.
Joy said, don't lie, Joe, you're not a seasonal polish wearer, you're a neon wearer. And I'm like, that's true. If I could wear neons all year, I probably would. But I do feel off wearing like a neon and it's snowing outside. But
yeah, it's weird. But what? Did you see that? Call FEMA. Looks like a tornado hit.
that's in Amy's polish room. She can't do a polish tour.
Okay, I'm like, wait, what? Is there something? Okay. Because you know it's 2020. You never know. Things are happening. But yes.
Exactly.
Oh man, closet full of clothes and nothing to wear.
That's the same for me. Tons of shoes. I'm so addicted to clothes and shoes too, and I never have stuff to wear. And then I'm like, what am I gonna wear? Only on your hands.
Manny Semsic says, yep, I've gone to bed naked and dreamt about stuff. Like, seriously, what's that all about? Yeah, like, seriously, just weird. I'm not, you know what? I was not a seasonal wearer before. And then, I don't know if it's age or whatever, but then I started being a seasonal wearer. And then this year, because the year has been so weird and messed up.
Right.
I think now I don't know how it's going to be 2021, but this year, not a seasonal wearer. Because I feel like life is already so upside down. I'm going to wear what I want when I want. So you might see some suns come the winter time. I'm telling you right now.
Well, who started that fall hashtag that everybody was doing? Was that Monica? Was that Manny-centric?
And Carolina, and I think Ila, no?
But when they sent me the message, I was like, y'all are not going to get me to wear fall polishes in the middle of July. Y'all need to back up.
I'm with it. Because, you know, fall polishes are dark. To me, you can wear that at any time.
Yeah, I do think when you are an influencer. Who's the polish committee?
Huh?
Manny-centric, me and Sheila. They said the polish committee. I was like, who's that? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, for the...
Oh, so it was you three. Okay. I'm like, don't come at me like that.
Participate. It's just, I don't have time all the time to do it. Because here's the thing. I don't want to just put up a swatch on... It's Fall Friday, as you guys call it, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to just swatch. I want it to be a polish that I'm legit wearing. And that usually doesn't work out too often.
That's true. Okay, let's do another viewer question. How did you both get into doing nails? This was asked by Miraz for Life and Sherry Bomb Nails.
Go ahead.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so for me, it was probably 10 years ago. I got on Makeup Alley to like do a thing for a blush, read a review for a blush. And then I just started clicking around because I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I found the different boards and I got a nail board and I was obsessed. So I started reading on there and I wasn't even really doing my nails then, but I was reading and looking at people's manis and I was like, I want to do my own nails because I used to do acrylics. I used to do remember in the 90s when you would do the acrylics and they would like paint the designs on with airbrush?
The airbrush. Okay, cringe moment. I used to do ratchet things like, and no offense to anyone.
Oh, you're going out? We can't.
Can you hear me?
Say it again. Now we can.
Hello? Yeah. I used to get them to airbrush the little Playboy bunnies on my, seriously, I don't know why I was doing that. I knew nothing about Playboy. I was a good girl, but listen, I was nasty bougie ratchet. Oh, sorry guys.
Oh no.
Yes.
So
I used to do that. Do other things like, you not remember the little piercings?
I was just gonna bring that up. Somebody would pierce their pinky nail with a little hoop on it.
Yes, you put a hoop on it, and sometimes I get the little dangly stars and things like that. Oh my God.
Jesus help us, right? So
Seriously.
anyway, so I used to get the acrylics. Um, and then I started seeing everybody doing their nails, and I was like, oh my gosh, right? I was so excited. And so then I bought a couple of nail polish. I already had nail polish because I would always do my own pedicures.
Carolina
Um,
said that is
it's totally 90s ratchet. I don't know who we thought we were, but whatever. I guess
yo, that's the original ratchet right there.
oh my god. Okay. So when you were wearing the pierced nail, did you have your overall with one side hanging down?
You know, claro que sí. Duh.
With just a sports bra?
Not in front of my mother though, but yes. But
Oh, I wish I could wear that again actually. Oh, there's my alarm for our time to stop, but we'll ignore that. Um I miss the 90s too, dude. If I could go back to the 90s, I would totally go back.
simpler times.
Anyway, back to my nail story. So I got on the nail board, and I was actually that was like my anxiety was really bad at that time. My cousin had just passed, and my anxiety was through the roof. And I just felt like doing the nails was actually really relaxing. So then I became obsessed, and I started hunting down polishes and hunting down products and trying to figure out how to remove my cuticles. I had never done that before. And the ladies in the nail board were so sweet. They like took me under their little polished wings, and they were like, we're gonna help you. And then I was just like, I did my own nails probably for 8 years. Then I decided to do a YouTube channel. And for me, like, polish is therapy. So that was kind of like the relaxing aspect of it, and it kind of is creative, which I really like. So that's how I got into it. So how did you get into it?
I got into it, turns out, around the same time as you. So I had my second son in 2009. And yeah, so like sometime in 2010. So I was home on maternity leave with my second son, and he was, that moment when they start getting a little bit more independent, they're sleeping more on a regular schedule. And I was just like, so what do I do when he's asleep? Oh, sorry guys. So anyway, so I was bored and I was on YouTube, and back then I was only going on YouTube to watch like music videos. I didn't know people were on there talking about beauty and stuff like that. And somehow I fell on a video of someone talking about nail polish, and they were Norma Mrs. 70.
I I like 70s fashion.
There. So I found out about, they were talking about OPI, and I remember even the first polish that I bought was like cuckoo for this color. And so I started buying polish and painting my nails. I was horrible at it. I used to, just like you, kind of just be an acrylic girl. And even then, after a while, when I was a teenager, I'd get them done more often because I just wanted to spend my money. But as a grown up, I was just like getting them done for weddings or special occasions. And then, there you go. And then that's it. So I just started painting nails. I was horrible. And then I just got to be kind of obsessive. And back in the day, Miss Holly Berry's, was doing her thing. And I was watching and just collecting mainstreams. And that's how I started. And yes, as you, after a while, I had some life events that were stressful for me. And nail polish was definitely like something that kind of settled my mind, because I always tell nail polish is not something that you can do in a rage. You know what I mean? It's not something you do when you're agitated. You literally, like, think of when you're distraught, like when you're painting your nails, you literally have to calm down. You have to focus. You have to steady your hand.
Yep.
You notice like even your breathing calms down when you're painting your nails.
Yeah,
so
same for me.
That did something for me, because when you're going through like moments where you're very high strung, it just brought me down. The colors kind of helped me focus. And so it was literally like medication for me. So I kept on doing it. And now it's just like, it's a bit of a problem, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah. And for me too, I feel like even when I hear my bottles like clanking with each other, that sound relaxes me. Like when my bottles like I'm moving them around and they're like click 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 click, it like I love that sound.
Me, it's the sound of the caps of Cert Color bottles that just gets me every time. That little click is unlike anything.
Hmm.
Anything.
I don't
Hey,
even
there's a
have to
question.
be painting. I
Huh?
can just be playing with the bottles and everything. I don't even have to be painting, and I relax just touching them and organizing them and.
If you do that, and this is a safe space, good people. Am I the only one who just sits in their nail room or nail area? And sometimes I'm not even painting my nails. I'm just going through the drawers and just looking at what I have and then pulling out polishes and be like, oh, this is pretty. It's kind of like shopping out.
Yeah.
So I'm just like going through my drawers and just touching things and seriously just looking. And then I'll just go to sleep. It's just, I don't know what it is.
So my styles, I think that's how you say her name, wants to know what our husbands think of what's going on. So I'll answer that. He thinks I'm crazy.
Nothing for Jesus and the husband. But anyway.
He thinks it's crazy. He thinks I'm crazy. He thinks the whole thing is crazy. But it's like you built me this polished room, so obviously he's supportive. But yeah, he definitely thinks it's insane. And now that I've been swatching so much and all these like packages come in, he's like, what's this? What's this? And I'm like, dude, it's PR, calm down. PR.
Like, I'm just worried that my neighbors are gonna think I'm moving drugs. Like I don't know because there are packs coming in here every day. I'm like,
they're gonna call the Canadian FBI on you.
he's got a cocaine operation going. Like I don't know.
You know what's? I told my husband if our house ever catches on fire, they're gonna think we have a meth lab because this room's gonna be like.
Seriously, I've never had anything happen, but I think about that all the time. That just this room here is highly, highly flammable. I never leave the heat on here. Like even in the dead of winter, when I'm out of this room, first of all, I think it's best for the polish. I turn off the heat in this room.
Yeah, I won't let it handle anything.
I touch things away from the heater. Like I'm really like, yeah, if this place blows up, it happened in this room first.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have another viewer question. Murphy wants to know, how did we become friends? I don't even remember.
Yo, I was thinking the same thing. I don't remember either.
I know we talked before you started your channel.
Who asked?
Murphy.
Oh, hey, Amy. Yeah, I don't remember either, and I was trying to remember, but I do recall talking to you before I started my channel. So, I'm assuming that I was watching your channel and would comment, and we got to chatting this way. I probably eventually ended up following you on Instagram, and then went from there.
And I do want to say,
I wasn't present on social media like that.
Yeah, and I want to say V's been very helpful to me with my Instagram. She's helped me with like hashtags and picture stuff, and she's been really, really helpful with me like trying to get more into swatching. So I do want to say thank you. I appreciate that.
It's my pleasure.
What would your last meal be?
Huh?
Someone asked, what would our last meals be? Drinks to dessert. Is anyone else a foodie? So, fun fact, I am the pickiest eater on earth. My food cannot touch. So, like,
one of those?
Yes. So, my husband actually bought these plates that have dividers like a cafeteria tray. If, like, corn juice gets on my chicken, I will not eat my chicken. Or, like, if green bean juice gets on my bread, I won't eat my bread.
So you're gonna think I'm weirdo because I like to get a little bit of everything on the fork.
No, my husband mixes it all together like in. Murphy's food can't touch either.
No, you don't mix it, but on the fork you have to get a little bit of everything so that it kind of just an explosion of flavor all at.
No, and then everyone's like, it all touches in your stomach, and I'm like, I know. Not at all. She's not lying. My sister said. So let me tell you that I did not eat a freaking sandwich like all together, like bread, meat, cheese, till I was probably like 14 or 15. I would tear it apart and eat the bread separate and then eat the meat separate.
That is hilarious. There's a lot of you that don't like when the food touches. I find that so odd.
So I actually read somewhere that that level of pickiness is a form of like possibly OCD, and I believe it.
Listen,
I don't think
listen.
I ate a salad till I was probably in my 20s. Like,
Really? Oh
yes.
my God. Hilarious. That's
So,
hilarious.
what would be your meal since you don't seem so picky?
I'm not picky about it touching. I think if anything, it should. But Polish Face says it's called the perfect bite. That's what I'm saying. Um, Manufacturer says I'm cool with touching, but I hate when one makes another mushy.
Yes,
Yes.
that grosses me out. I think texture too does it, like the food texture.
Texture is a deal. You know, like pizza tastes good, but if you blended it, you wouldn't want it. It would taste good.
It would probably taste the same, but yeah, no.
My last meal. My last meal.
Oh,
I
I don't do
think
casseroles. What's her name? It's Amanda said casseroles. Casseroles are a no-no. That's like, I say it's exotic. When all the food touches, I'm like, that's way too exotic for me. No.
oh my God, that's funny. You know what? Anyways, I'll get back to that. Pizza smoothie, ew. I'd probably have some sort of, my last meal would probably be like Haitian food. So my parents are from Haiti and that's like the food I grew up on. So I think that's what I would have. So like rice and beans and baked chicken and stuff like that and lots of hot sauce and
I
this
would not
spicy.
survive the Midwest.
Huh?
Someone said I would not survive the Midwest.
My God. I will say this though. So we talked about casseroles. One thing I don't like, and if anybody from work is on this live, well, it is what it is. I don't like eating food at work. Like the potlucks at work.
Potlucks? There's a couple of people, like, if they bring food, I won't even touch it. Like, if I know it was from them, I'm like, I know you don't wash your hands in the bathroom when I'm not eating your food.
You don't wash your hands at the office. How you gonna wash your hands at home? I'm sure you don't. But anyways.
I'm the same way. I'm like, who brought this? I'll even ask sometimes, who brought this? And then I don't get any.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. And honestly, like, whatever. I own it at this point. I feel like I'll either not eat at all or I'll prepare something and maybe eat what I made or whatever, or eat for people that I feel comfortable with. Like basically like, oh, I know you made something. And my main thing is I gotta be one of the first people to eat. Cause there's another thing my mom always says, like my mom doesn't like things like buffets. She says she doesn't like when people are breathing on the food and stuff like that. So you don't basically you don't want to be the last person to eat. So I gotta get whatever I want to get first so people aren't touching it or whatever. I've seen people straight up cut up a cake at work and put their whole hand on it to kind of steady it. So I'm what?
Yeah, no. Well, I'm a germaphobe too. Like, I am a big time germaphobe, and so yeah, I'm very like, no. I have a lot of issues.
I saw this thing on Instagram. I think a lot of people see Brittany's like potlucks are the worst. You never know where it's been. I saw this thing on Instagram that made me so sick. It was like a caption that says, you know, like be careful about potlucks or these are the people that bring a casserole, and it's literally somebody grating cheese and there's a cat like just playing in it.
I saw that. You know what bugs me about potlucks though is we have people who never bring anything, and then they come and eat all the food. I'm like, have some shame, first of all. We call it sin vergüenza in Spanish.
That's true. There's always that one. You don't bring nothing. Whenever you have to sign, but such and such is bringing a salad. Such and such is bringing whatever. Their name is nowhere to be found.
And then they're eating like firsts and seconds and thirds, and you're like,
listen.
complaining about the food.
What is it? Hold up. Carolina says, my husband had a friend that got dental done and had to wire his mouth shut, and he was so hungry for a burger and fries. He bought it and blended it and drank it. Oh, no, that's so gross. Oh, yeah, I'm scrolling up. I just saw that. That's so gross, Carolina.
It's gross.
Oh, my God. Okay. Tasha says, Zandria Polish says, I worked at a buffet restaurant in my teens. No thanks.
So I worked in restaurants all my teens too. I did restaurants from like 15 to about 21. Yeah. If you worked in a restaurant, it's amazing I still eat out, but that's all I'll say.
Good. My first job was working at McDonald's, and it was okay. It wasn't as disgusting back then. People want to make it seem, but I remember just being like, yeah, I'm good on that. Till this day, McDonald's is not really something that I enjoy.
My older son worked there too, and he doesn't hardly like to eat there anymore either.
Craziest Insta post my friend sent was a guy at a salad bar that takes the soup ladle out of the soup pot and sips the soup directly out of the ladle. How do you say it? Y'all know
ladle.
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 My God, that's disgusting.
That is
See,
disgusting.
stuff like that. Stuff like that.
Oh my God. Okay, let's talk about one more question.
Okay.
Why did you all start your YouTube channels?
You're the OG with the YouTube. You can answer that.
So when I decided to start one, I was watching a ton of people do YouTube channels. I was big on Diana from Some Call Me Coco. I loved her. I know, isn't she the best? I just love her. I think she's so chill and down to earth. You and I have talked about this. Like, she doesn't buy into this hype of being a promoter, influencer, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was watching her. I was also watching Jody at the time because she was putting out a lot of videos before she really got into swatching. And I just thought, well, I could do this. And my intention was I was going to talk about the polishes in my collection and hopefully it would keep me from buying so much. That was an epic fail.
The lies you tell yourself.
Yeah. I was like, well, if I get all these old, well, if you watch like my first two videos, they're kind of cringeworthy, but if you go back and you watch them, I'm literally talking about polishes that I hunted down and never wore.
Oh my, I think I have some of those.
So it was Simple Colors and China Glaze. And I had some polishes that I literally like stalked the freaking stores for, like stalking. Like, let me go to every single store in my tri-state area, send my sister to the store, send my husband to the store. And then like they just sat here for like 5 years and I was like, who am I? And so I was thinking, well, this will get me to, you know, like pull these polishes out and use them and talk about them. And then it kind of got away from that and it morphed into something completely different. Man. So that's why I started mine. I do think eventually I did want to get to the reviewing and stuff that I am doing now. That was like an end goal in the beginning, so I am happy with that. But yeah, as far as having me use older polishes because I'm talking about them on videos, it hasn't really happened. I do think the Untried Polish Challenge though has helped some people out, not me necessarily, but some other of my followers.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Well, I don't know. Honestly, now that I think about it, excuse me, I don't recall what was my. I don't know that I had like any specific goals. I think that I just wanted to have a space where I could talk about polish. You know, like Instagram is cool, but Instagram, like you can only put so much in the caption. Of course.
So we have 2 minutes left. I just saw something flash.
Did I tell you that Instagram shuts it off after an hour?
Yeah. So we should probably wrap it up. Oh, this was fun though. You should come back. We should do another one, like B part 2.
Okay, we could do that.
Okay. So I just wanted to thank everybody for joining in. Hopefully, like my whole logistics of it work and I can save it to put onto YouTube. Cross your fingers. And then you guys can watch it there if you missed some of it. And then I've talked to a lot of people in the nail community and they want to join in. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys did. I did. I had a blast. I'm going to be reaching out to whoever wants to go next. I have a list of like 5 or 6 people who want to do it. So this will be on my IGTV too. So you can check it out there, I think. I don't know how long that lasts for. I'm not tech savvy, but thank you, V, for coming on and being my guinea pig.
Thank you for having me. So you guys have
it was fun.
On like when we chat.
Huh?
So now everybody kind of gets a feel for what it's like when we chat. It's legit like us like this.
It's hilarious. There's
Oh
times I'm at
man,
work just like laughing to my phone and people are looking at me like, what are you laughing at?
thank you for having me. Thank you for
Yes.
having me. This was fun.
It was
So I
fun.
guess I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Bye.